are not safe in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to CPS Current Events. I'm your host, Amanda Cisco, and I'm joined by my guests, Sabrina and Nanito. How are you guys doing today? Did I say that right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm going to, after we hear your story, I'm going to give you some insight on how social services is able to steal babies from hospitals, and about the bonuses that they receive by doing so. So without further ado, and I think we just lost Sabrina. Did we lose her?
Yeah, I think we did.
If she's next to you, you guys can share the same screen.
Oh, okay. It kicked you out. Are you back in? She said we could share the same screen.
Oh, okay, good. That might be a little bit easier.
Okay.
And if you guys hear anything in the background, I've got dog TV playing for my fur baby. He gets a little excited when I don't give him attention, so I'm trying to keep him occupied. And here he comes anyway. Hi, Bob. Yes, I see you. I see you. Go watch your show. Go watch your show. I'll give you guys a second to get settled. No worries.
Yeah, I apologize.
It's okay.
You good? All right. She said she's back in.
Okay.
Can you see her?
Not yet. She might be backstage. Let's give our producer a second. Yes, Mommy's busy.
She's sick with the new one.
I can't right now. No, I just can't.
Is it letting you in?
Yeah.
Are you in? Okay.
All right. Looks like we have you. You see my little fur baby in the background? He's like, give me attention. You gotta go. Look, I paid for your very own subscription. Okay, it's TV just for dogs. Go watch. Bobby, go. Go. You gotta go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm so excited about you. Just let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready.
Okay, so tell me about how CPS came into your lives. Actually, before we go into that, guys, tell me about like who you guys are. What do you do? You know, just give us like a little brief background on yourselves before we get into everything.
Well,
I'm Sabrina. I'm the mother of 6 boys. I'm a security guard. Yeah, I'm a security guard. And CPS came when I was pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant when CPS came into our life.
Okay. Oh, so you were right there. Hold on, sorry. I gotta turn his TV show down. I normally don't get her and walk around like this, but here. It was bothering me. I could hear too much in the background. Okay.
Sorry about that. My phone is.
No, it's okay. Ignore the still ongoing construction. All right. Rough to start today, guys. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all of us. So you're 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, that's when it came around.
What brought them into your lives?
Well, they said that they had got a call, and then ultimately they just came. They won't tell you who called or what they called about. They just came and knocked on the door, and you know, naturally, I'm thinking, you know, there's nothing to hide at all. You know, we're a family, you know, and we were homeless. We've been fighting homelessness. Finally got into a place, you know, and then they come. But while we were homeless, the police were coming on us and popping up on us while we were sleeping in the car with the kids and stuff, and they didn't do nothing. But now we finally got a house. Then they come for us. It's kind of weird. But as far as you know, like, how do I say this? Well, I let them in the house, you know, because they said they wanted to talk to the kids, to interview the kids.
That was your first mistake, but go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And so I let them talk to all of the kids. It took the woman probably, I would say, like 2 hours, and she, you know, she even told us to let her talk to them by themselves or whatever. You know, I'm in the other room. I can hear so much, but at the end of the day, it boils down to this woman. She left, and then Sabrina went into labor, and then when I come back to come get the kids some food, you see the van parked outside, you know, and then like they were coming, but ultimately they said it was domestic violence. That's what they like started it with, is saying domestic violence, and this was in 2019, and then they came, took the kids, they went to the hospital, took Jedediah, my youngest, and we've been fighting them ever since, really. And it's 3 years, and it's been a long time. You know, it's not only affecting us, it's affecting our babies. And
I absolutely understand that. So you're telling me 3 years ago, Sabrina, you went into labor, and they took your child from the hospital, and you've been fighting it ever since.
Yeah, no, they gave it back to us for extended visits.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened? Because usually once you get extended visits, they're like you're working toward unification, like them coming back home.
I was doing video chat for a while for Julian, and then Julian ended up popping up at the house, and then he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there, and I just came to see the kids.
Alleged domestic violence.
No, it was more of a. All right, so all of it in a nutshell is, we had an open case, you know, and we ended up. I completed the case plan. She completed her case plan, you know, and then they give us the kids for like what do they call it? They give us like 2 weeks with the kids, you know, with no one bothering us or anything, and then they took the kids. Like after the 2 weeks, they let them stay. They took the kids, and then I relapsed. You know, I messed with something I wasn't supposed to mess with. and it was SHRM, it was PCP, and I elaborated to the people that I was really down at that moment, and I relapsed, and then so to nip it in the bud, they give her the kids, and then I said, okay, I'll stay away, well, but I visited the kids, and they caught me visiting the kids, so they terminated it. So then we go back to square one.
Okay. So did you test positive for this, or did you tell them?
No, I tested positive.
Okay. Okay. Anytime drugs become involved, the case definitely gets a lot more difficult. Relapse is a part of recovery, but I can't condone, using drugs around your kids, but that did throw a monkey wrench in things. I will say that. First off, you never should have let them in your house in the first place, ever. So anyone watching, and for you guys in the future, if a caseworker shows up at your house and wants to come inside, don't let them inside. If they want you to sign a safety plan, don't sign anything. Never sign anything that they put in front of you, ever. Because they might say, oh, just sign this plan and do these services and we'll give your kids back and we'll work with you. They're lying. They're lying to you. You're signing away your rights. You're basically, on that piece of paper in the court, you're admitting guilt already, even if you didn't do anything wrong. And they don't tell you that. Furthermore, they can't come into your house and interview your kids without your permission. Don't give them that permission. A lot of times they'll go to public schools. They'll go to their school and try to interview them behind your back, which is, just as messed up. Like you can't do that. And don't let them take your kid into another room, because a lot of times these social workers will try to coerce them. They will try to get them to say something that's not true, even if they don't get any kind of disclosure, because they're not looking to interview the kids to make sure they're okay. They're interviewing your kids to try to make them say something to implicate you guys as parents, to take them away so they can get money. This is what all of this is about, money, all of it. And I can't wait to share this article that I pulled up for you guys, but never let them in your house. Never sign anything. Never let them talk to your kids, especially in a different room where you can't hear what they're saying. And a lot of parents don't realize this until it's too late. And I'm so sorry that you guys had to go through that. Now, what was the reason for them taking your son from the hospital, Sabrina?
I don't do drugs. I never did drugs at all.
What's the reason that they're taking him from the
So it's not because of any kind of drug test that came back positive. So what was it?
No, they just wanted to take him.
Oh man.
Okay. When they came with the police. They didn't really tell us what was the reason or anything. They just came and took them.
They can't do that. Like if they you have to say, oh here, sorry. You have to say, what am I being charged with? Where's your court order to take my child, and on what basis? When was the hearing? Why was I not there? Okay. I'm going to read you guys an article. Okay. So this is from thedailymail.com. I'll post this on the page after the show. And the title of it, and this is written by Sue Reed. It's titled, How Social Services Are Paid Bonuses to Snatch Babies for Adoption. This is all the way back from January 31st, 2008. So it's an older article, but a lot of this shit is going on now, and it's so much worse now. It's being brushed under the rug. So for a mother, there can be no greater horror than having a baby snatched away by the state at birth. The women who it has happened say their lives are ruined forever, and goodness knows what long-term effects it has on the child. Most never recover from this trauma. Imagine a baby growing in your body for 9 months. Imagine going through the emotion of bringing it into the world, only to have social workers seize the newborn, sometimes within minutes of its first cry, and often the flimsiest of excuses. Yet this disturbing scenario is played out every day. The number of babies under 1 month old being taken into care for adoption is now running at almost 4 a day, a 300% increase over a decade. This was back in 2008. And these numbers are skewed. They're not reporting the actual numbers. I guarantee you the fucking numbers that you find in public record is not the real numbers. They are so much higher than they say. In total, 75 children of all ages are being removed from their parents every week before being handed over to new families. Some of these may have been willingly given up for adoption, but critics of the government's policy are convinced that the vast majority are taken by force. Time and time again, the mothers say they are innocent of any wrongdoing. Of course, there are people who are not fit to be parents, and it is the duty of any responsible state to protect their children. Their children. The children don't belong to the fucking state. They belong to us.
Yes.
Anyway, I already have issues with this article. It is so hard to find the truth. It is so hard to find the truth these days. It really is. Over the 5 years since this woman began investigating the scandal of forced adoptions, I found a deeply secretive system which is too often biased against basically decent families. I've been told out of routine dishonesty by social workers and questionable evidence given by doctors, which has wrongly condemned mothers. Meanwhile, millions of pounds of taxpayers' money. Okay, so this is in the UK. So this isn't even talking about America. So just imagine America being so much worse. Meanwhile, millions of pounds of taxpayers' money has been given to councils to encourage them to meet high government targets on child adoptions. Under new Labor policy, Tony Blair changed targets in 2000 to raise the number of children being adopted by 50% to 5,400 a year. The annual tally has now reached almost 4,000 in England and Wales, 4 times higher than France, which has a similar seized population. Blair promised millions of pounds to councils that achieved the targets, and some have already received more than £2 million each in rewards for successful adoptions. Figures recently released by the Department for Local Government and Community Cohesion, that's basically the same thing as the Department of Health and Human Services, show that 2 councils, Essex and Kent, were offered more than £2 million of bonuses over 3 years to encourage additional adoptions. See, but why though? But why? Why? 4 others, Norfolk, Gloucester, Cheshire, and Hampshire, were promised an extra £1 million. So they promised an extra £1 million, which is even more in US dollars, to those 4 specific areas. To 4 specific areas. For what? For what? So you're literally picking out jurisdictions to target, and you're giving them, that's like saying in Los Angeles. So everybody in California is going to get $3 million extra to push these adoptions. But if specifically San Francisco and Los Angeles, if they can do that, they can meet those numbers, they'll get an extra $1,500,000. That's basically what this is. And just know that, so this is from the UK. It is so much worse in the United States. It is so much worse in the United States.
And I wanted to share this too. Is the CPS system is privately owned, like the penitentiary system. They got a whole little fountain of money or whatever that they get. It's all private. It's
disgusting. It is disgusting. So back to the article. This sweeping shakeup was designed for all the right reasons, to get difficult to place older children in care homes allocated to new parents. But the reforms didn't work. Encouraged by the promise of extra cash, social workers began to earmark babies and cute toddlers who were most easy to place in adoptive homes, leaving the more difficult to place older children in care. As a result, the number of over 7-year-old children adopted has plummeted by half. Critics, including family solicitors, MPs, and midwives, as well as the wronged families, report cases where young children are selected even before birth by social workers in order to win the bonuses. More chillingly, parents have been told by social workers they must lose their children because at some time in the future, they might abuse them. I I need a second, because just reading this stuff, I mean, I know how bad it is. Like, I know deep down how bad it is, but to just to hear some of this. So you're going to take someone's kid from the hospital because you believe they might possibly abuse them in the future. If I was abusive, I would have thrown your ass on the floor right here, right now, for dare even saying that. Okay, you want to see abusive? Let me show you. How fucking dare you?
And I've been with her for 15 years. We had our kids all of this time. Now you guys want to all of a sudden come and do this? You know, there was never no allegations. I have no neglect. I have no criminal record at all. They even brought up a 2010 drunk in public because I had an open container. Like, are you serious? Like 2010, an open container. I got caught with, you know what I mean? And I was inside of an apartment complex. I wasn't in the streets. I was just sitting outside, you know.
There are laws now. Check your jurisdiction. There are laws now where they can't bring up charges from 10 years ago. I mean, they'll try to bring up charges from like 1998 for some people. I've heard cases like that. Don't let them pimp you like that. Don't let them play you. You got to know your rights. You have to, like, as soon as you realize that CPS is trying to sneak into your life, educate yourself as soon as possible. Find yourself some allies. Start talking to people. Like, you know, get to know your Commonwealth. Get to know your district attorney. Like, just anybody in the system that you can befriend, that you can talk to. Hey, I'm a concerned parent. This is what's happened. Before it even starts, dip into your legislating, you know, branch in your municipality, and just start getting to know your city council members. Just talk to people. The more people that know your face, the more names that you can drop, the less they're going to be able to fuck with you. Especially if your case gets to the point where it's out of control, especially as out of control as my case is. I was at my wit's end, and these women just won't stop fucking with me. They just will not stop destroying me and my children's lives. They just will not let up. And I'm to the point now where my civil rights, my fundamental rights, my children's rights have been so horribly violated. I have no reason to sit here anymore. I've been respectful this whole time. I started law school. I started educating myself. I became a real estate agent. I did all these things. I never hurt my children ever at any point. In fact, I was protecting them from the abuse they were getting from their dad. And the whole thing got turned around on me because they decided they didn't fucking like me. Because I wouldn't bend over and let them rape me in the ass. Like my mother was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, exactly. I already know what time of day it is for you guys. I already know what time of day it is. And you think I'm going to sit here? I was a teenager. I was 14 years old when they first came into our lives. And I saw the damage that they did when I was growing up. And you think I'm going to fuck with you now? Oh, no. You got the wrong one. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that. So I sent an email off probably around Friday. And I was just like, I just laid it out. I was like, you know what? There's no reason anymore for me to sit here and be respectful to you guys. I mean, I'm not going to like verbally abuse you or anything, but I'm not going to be nice about it. Where are my welfare updates? Where are my visits? Where are my fucking children? Where's your evidence? Where the fuck is your evidence? You don't have any. Where is it?
They split up all of our kids in 3 different homes. So we only get our visits, you know, like that. 4 homes, I mean, with 6 kids. They're splitting the brothers up. And after they took the kids the last time, I literally did everything. I got my employment. I wrote letters to the judge. I'm telling him, you know, I got my career going. I started my career. I'm doing this. I was even paying for my own classes. I did child abuse prevention. I'm doing counseling.
They're supposed to be, if they're taking your kids, they're supposed to be paying for those services. And if you being previously homeless was the reason for coming into your lives in the first place, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Their federal laws, in order for them to get that fucking paycheck, their federal laws make it very clear that they must make efforts to preserve the family before breaking it up. They have to. So if homelessness was an issue for them, they should have been providing housing vouchers. They should have been putting you guys on a path to get you set up with employment, to get you set up with services. You shouldn't have to be paying for your own classes. They have to pay for them for you, for them to get that paycheck.
But they terminated my my reunification services, so they said that they didn't have to pay for it. So I've been paying for my own drug test. I've been paying for, I'm doing my therapy. I'm doing everything. And I drug tested for these people once a week. So they can't say, you know, you could take hair from me right now. Guarantee there's nothing in my system at all. You know, it's and then I wrote he denied the first 388, and I wrote him a letter, and I came back with the second 388, and this is when they adopted my son out. You know, and I wrote him another letter. I told him, you know, I even got their school packets. I got karate set up for my children. I have you know, activities to do with them. I have this all set up. I even have family counseling waiting for us to be together so we could do the counseling. You know, and I provided all of this to the judge, and he just denied it. He's like, and I got on the stand. I did a testimony. He looked through my papers like this of my 388 with my letter and everything. He just did like that. Yeah, he just went through it, and then he's like, oh well. After I get on the stand and give him my testimony, he says, you're a likable, respectable guy, but I have to go with the law, and adopted my son out.
Go with the law? With what law? With what law? You weren't following the fucking law in the first place. What law are you trying to go with now?
They're saying that
talk about the violation of my due process when you took my kids from the hospital.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that law.
Yeah. It's stressful. That's why we need all the help we could get. I filed an appeal for my son, and I'm just hoping that the appeal goes through. But the people, they want $25,000 for an appeal lawyer, you know, for CPS appeal. And my attorney that I have, the public appointed attorney, she is only doing her bare minimum because she really presses the line to get my kids back. She's probably gonna lose her job. She's probably gonna be punished. You know, like
and mine's don't speak at all.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yours doesn't even talk to you, Sabrina.
You know, he don't speak in court. He
doesn't even speak in court.
Low. Yeah, he speak low. We are over here.
Yeah, and like we go to court together. I have my attorney, she has hers. My attorney talks way more than hers. He'll just like, oh, Your Honor, what about this? And then that's it.
Last court day, he made me look real bad. He just saying all bad things, no good things. Like
they're trying to say that we gift our kids to trying to win them over. We give them gifts and anything that we promise them.
On birthdays.
Okay, anytime your kids are in the system and like say you buy them birthday presents or you show up with activities, they automatically try to accuse you of, oh, you're trying to buy your kids loyalty. You're trying to buy them things so they say what you want them to say. That is such bullshit. That is such bullshit. You are trying to show your kids like and provide them comfort because there's somewhere that nobody wants them to be. They don't even want to be there. You don't want them to be there. They're going through so much trauma right now. Yeah, I'm gonna buy you some activities when I see you.
Yeah, and our 7-year-old, the foster parent, like literally like telling him you be good, threatening him you be good, you see your mom and dad. You know, like telling him stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you don't behave, you can't call your dad, you can't call your mom.
And that's wrong. They should not be able to do that. Meanwhile, we parents can't do anything without being fucking chastised and penalized for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I got everything I did. Literally, I did everything.
One of the foster parents did when one of my older son is there, don't let him come to visit at all. He don't come to no visits. Yep. He hasn't been coming to visit for like 4 months straight.
And then we tell her we need makeup visits. They're like, oh, it's gonna mess with her schedule. Why does she have my kid then? If she can't fucking, you know, she can't even be a real, it's her job. She can't even do her job. And then she tells Jeremiah that his older brother, she doesn't want him talking to him because he's a bad influence on him. How the hell are you gonna tell a brother not to talk to a brother?
And then they put him on meds, which we didn't approve of.
Depression meds.
He comes to visit.
More money for getting them on. If they get the kids on medication, they get more money.
Yeah, clearly. It's ridiculous. And man,
when we confront one of the foster parents about the meds, he stopped coming to visits.
And then I tell the worker, like, he needs to get in a different home. He's not good where he's at. Oh, it's gonna cost too much money to switch houses. It's gonna cost too much to move them around in transportation. So you're not.
You know what won't cost you any fucking money is to bring my kids back home to me. That won't cost you a dime. How about that?
Exactly.
How about giving my children back? The
We
ones
are
I
not
brought into
bad
this world.
people. Literally, I even told the people, look, follow the SSA notes. You guys write down everything for 3 years. We never missed a visit. We're always on time. And we always bring activities, food, and everything else. I got my oldest son a phone so I could be in contact with him, you know. And Joseph, and then my son that got adopted, he was so calm because I talked to him 4 times a week. So he's at ease in a sense, you know. He has comfort because I'm able to talk to him. All of the other kids, they don't let us talk to him. So guess what they're doing right now? They all say, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home.
They always say that. They always want to go home.
Now, my son that got adopted, he was able to be at ease because I talked to him constantly, hours at a time, 3 to 4 times a week. So he's okay because he's able to talk. So they say the best interest for him, he will be able to progress with the foster parent better than he would with his real parents. We're stable. We both working. We've been holding on, and I've been showing these people, and I'm telling them like if you're trying to just bank off of a faulty drug test, you know, like I've been doing this. I do hair, but I've been doing the weekly test because it's more convenient for my paycheck. You know, if I go for the hair, it's gonna cost like $600, I believe. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You know what we parents don't talk about, and because you said you guys are both working, you have a stable home. What I want to make very, very clear is when your kids have been ripped, your flesh and blood, your life and your breath has been ripped away by fucking pure evil. I want to make a point, everyone watching, which I'm sure our viewers who have had their kids taken know very well how difficult it is to continue to go back to work every day, to continue to make sure the bills are paid, because really you just want to lay down and die sometimes.
Yes.
Like really, you just want to find the bottom of a bottle or something. So the fact that as parents, not only are we not allowed to grieve or mourn our children, let alone talk to them or see them most of the time, we still are expected to keep stable income and pay our bills and keep a roof over our heads. You can't have it both ways, guys. Not you guys, but these social workers. So CPS, you can't have it both ways. You can't say on the one hand, oh, that these parents aren't capable of raising their children for whatever fucking fucked up reason you believe is true. Yet on the other hand, if I'm good enough to keep a job, if I'm good enough to keep a roof over my head and make sure my bills are paid in the middle of a fucking crisis that you put me in,
yes,
then why am I not good enough to raise my kids? If I'm good enough for one, then I'm good enough to do the other. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, oh, well, we need to take your kids for whatever bullshit reason, but you need to keep a stable job to pay child support. Well, if I wasn't good enough to raise my kids by myself, then I'm damn sure not good enough to have a job to pay child support. You can't have it both ways, guys.
Then you tell them, let's put the kids on the stand. They did not want to put them on the stand. He would tell you blankly.
Of course, because they're going to tell the truth. The kids are going to tell the truth.
Exactly. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. You know, it's frustrating. You know, it's unbearable. I don't have no social life. I can't even talk to people that I used to know. There's nothing to talk about. I'm so broken. I have nothing to glorify. I go to sleep and don't want to wake up. Literally, I try to go back to sleep because I could dream and see things. You know, I don't. It's unbearable. It's
the second. It used to be so bad. I mean, it's still really bad. But when everything had first happened, and like you see, I'm like wringing my hands just thinking about it. I literally would wake up. I would wake up in the morning the second that I opened my eyes. Like not only was it was just overwhelming pain every single night when I went to sleep. Like so bad. Like I thought that I was gonna have a stroke. It was that bad. And like I finally am able to fall asleep. And the second I opened my eyes the next morning, the moment I realize I'm conscious, all that shit just comes back, hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's like that every day, day in and day out. You're out doing your job, something triggers you, and you think about your kids. Boom, like right there, you just want to fall to the ground. But you can't. You got to keep working. Do you know how unhealthy that is for the human body, for the human brain?
And then I even say, why don't you guys do do visits? Give us our kids and monitor us. You know, just check on us, come on us. You'll see that there's no failure in us.
These people are fucking demons. They are evil. They are fucking pure evil. I don't understand. I don't understand. I used to go to church with this one girl, sweet girl, you know, a little perfect Christian little chick. And I saw her on Facebook. I don't even go on social media anymore. I don't have time for that. But I remember one day, this was years ago, I saw on her Facebook, oh, I'm so happy. Congratulations to me. I got my certificate to be a social worker. And I sent her a private, I was going to blow up her Facebook page. So I sent her a private message. I said, do you have any fucking idea what you're about to sign up for? Like, do you have any idea what you're about to do? She never answered me back. I lost in that moment, right in that moment, I lost all respect for her, all respect. But she never came from a difficult life. So any bullshit brainwash crap that they feed her in all of their, you know, several hours, like I think they have to take, what, 30 hours of training a month? Like just for the psychology of what they do. Do you know how much training on a job that is? That is like they receive so much extra training, but for what? And there's like this iron curtain that separates what these people are really being told to do and what they tell you they're actually doing.
Yes.
These people are dangerous. They are brainwashed. They are trained to fucking destroy you and your children. They are not here to help. They are not here to help.
Their profession is literally to take kids. That's what their job is.
They're paid to take kids. They don't get paid money if they don't take your kids.
Yeah, and you give these people back their kids that are on drugs. I'm talking about that beat their kids, beat their women. Literally.
You know what's funny? They ignore those children. A lot of the times they're going to, like, they purposely, have you ever seen the trials of Gabriel Fernandez?
No, but I'm gonna write that down.
It's on Netflix. The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. Watch that. It's a 4-part series. You're going to bawl your fucking eyes out. That child is so much like my own son, Gabriel. Me and my little brother, Sam, were watching it one day, and he was just bawling his eyes out because the same shit that is happening to that kid in that Netflix series, very similar stuff is being done to him by his father. And CPS knows it, and they're not doing a fucking thing about it. They're not doing a single thing about it. Not only that, when they have made disclosures in a recorded environment, begging to come home, telling us what's happening at that house, I don't say anything. The supervisor would report it. Like I wasn't in the social services building. This was a private company that I found and I hired. The owner of the company, you know, like I had a licensed therapist watching my kids, and I had the owner of the company also watching it over a video camera. And like there was another person watching it was so fucking unnecessary. My kids made so many disclosures of abuse by both him and his pill junkie fucking girlfriend. And they reported it to the city and to CPS. You know what they said every single time? The city would come back and be like, well, we don't see any evidence. Really? You want me to show you some evidence?
Yeah.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being calm. I'm so tired of being respectful so that they can walk the fuck all over me. Being nice to these people is not going to make them treat you any better. Being nice to these people is not going to make them bring your kids back home.
So they tell me I need anger management.
Abusive.
But
it's time to stand your ground. Put your foot down. Hey, where's your evidence? According to these laws, you should have done this, this, and this. Make sure you send it over email. Emails are admissible in court.
Okay.
Don't take my advice. This is just me and my own opinion. I think it's time to stop being nice to these people. I think it's time to put our foot down and demand what we have been guaranteed in our fucking Constitution and our state and federal laws to be given. Our rights that are demanded to be protected in the laws that were written when this country was fucking founded in the first place. It's time to demand that those laws be followed. And when they're broken, don't be nice and ask them nicely. Well, can you please? Well, I just really want. No, bitch. Where's my kid? Where's your evidence?
Sad to say,
I am begging right now.
I am begging right now. They adopted my son I am begging. So I'm begging everybody, you know.
And you know what? I think a part of them relics in that. I think they like the power that they have. I think that on some level, these pieces of shit get off on what they're doing to these families. They get off on the pain that they see you guys going through. Oh yeah, I did that to this family. I really think that. I'm really starting to think that. And God forbid you stand up for yourself. Expect retaliation if you do. Expect retaliation.
That's what they did with the baby. She told the CPS worker when it first started, she said, there is no problem. I don't need no help. Go away. She, like, shunned her, and she retaliated and came and got the baby out of the hospital. Like it's oh man, yeah, the retaliation, they do it. And I even, like, my first 388, you know, I wrote the judge, you know, I have the letter right here that I wrote the judge, you know, and I tell him, I say, Your Honor, this is Julian Rice. I come to you to grant me mercy. I am a good man and also a law-abiding citizen. I have been there through the hardest times with my children, from house to house, being homeless, even slept in cars, but I was there through it all to protect them and keep moving us to a better future. The best part about it all is it was worth it to see them from innocence to what they have evolved to today. My children belong with me and I with them. I've completed my training to pursue and involve myself with a career. I have certificates to prove so, along with other documentation that I am more than willing to provide. I understand the main priority is to provide and raise these boys into men with morals and principles along with structure. I say, I've been here with them since I was 16 years old. I am here still. They taught me how to appreciate life and cherish life itself. And this past 2 years has been a real eye-opener on how short life really is. And I want to spend the rest of mine with them, making up for the time lost with them. I ask for courtesy and sympathy in my request in redeeming my fatherhood. I have awakened to true perspective and logic. I intend to invest my knowledge and energy into my children's future along with the best individual interest. Please hear me clearly. I am worthy. I wrote this to the judge.
That was amazing. You are so articulate. Everything you said was so heartfelt and so accurate. The fact that judge didn't listen,
man.
Oh, part of me wants to cry. Part of me wants to just rage. I'd like to say on my shows that we're gaining momentum. States are passing bills to prevent. But what about remedies? What about the remedies for the families that have been fucked and railroaded? Yeah. What about us?
So I need all the help I could get.
You saw how quickly they shut down the Black Lives Matter protests. Why can't you shut down fucking CPS that quickly? Oh, that's right, because CPS is making you guys money. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're approaching the end of our show in the next 10 minutes. I just posted an article on the CPS Current Events page. The title is Our Systems Meant to Help Are Hurting Black Families. So that's a good read. I don't want to take up too much time on our show now. I decided not to post the other article because it's based in the UK. You know, it's sort of, you know, informational, but it's just not applicable enough to our laws and our country's statutes. So Together We Break Chains Production says, man, I got tears in my eyes because of what you guys are going through. I pray in the mighty name of Jesus Christ that the exposure and conviction is granted for every family. Jesus, please help them. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for that comment.
And also, we even she even started a GoFundMe so we could get help with an attorney. You know, we're out of options. We need all the help we can get.
I started a GoFundMe. Well, actually, it wasn't even me. My friend started a GoFundMe for the situation with my kids because she was there. We all knew that it was about to go down. I don't want to go into too much detail because they're already using every single show. Like the fact that I do these shows, they're using against me to such a high degree. It's disgusting. How dare you impose on my First Amendment rights for calling out the egregious things that you guys are doing? How dare you? And I'll address the judge if that comes up in circuit court. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Go ahead. Say one more defamatory remark about me so that you give me the opportunity to tell this judge everything that you've been doing. They may listen, they may not. I don't know. But I do know this. I will never stop fighting for my kids. They will age out one day and they will come find me. Even if I did lose the last 10, 15 years of being in their lives, I guarantee you, when I see them again, I will have a huge savings account for them. I will have my law degree. Like you're not, no matter what these people do to me, you're not going to keep me down. And they hate that. They hate that. Just don't ever stop fighting, but also give yourself the opportunity to grieve. Like give yourself a safe space to break things, to scream, to cry. Like we have to let it out. The more that we shove it down, the closer we're bringing ourselves to a complete psychotic break or a stroke. Eventually. You could have a fucking aneurysm. You could have a heart attack from the stress that this is putting us through. And imagine what that's doing to our kids, because we are grown adults. We are grown adults with the mental and emotional wherewithal, for the most part, to be able to like analyze and process these stressors that are happening. But what about a child? What about a child? They don't have that ability of rationalization. They can't do that. Imagine what it's doing to them. You know?
Yeah, the mental anguish. You know, it's literally, it's ongoing. And
I don't. It's bad for us. Imagine how horrible it is for a child.
That's what I'm saying. They tell me, they talk to me. You know, they say, I want to come home. I'm ready to come home. They keep on telling me that. And my son, he will end the visit every time with a prayer. He does prayer, and then he'll let all of his brothers, like, anyone want to add into it? This is my 7-year-old son doing this. The one that they took from me. He is such a good spirit. And I'm trying to tell these people, you guys did not make this person. You did not raise this young man. I did. Me and their mother raised them with morals, and you know, and they just take it. I do mourn, you know, and the sad thing is when they adopted him out, I mourned and cried as if he died. You understand me? I was so hurt inside. I cried 3 days in a row. Hurt. You know, it's my baby.
Yeah.
It's sad, you know.
It hurts me when my 3-year-old call the other foster mother, call her mom. You know, this hurts my feelings.
And she doesn't speak English. Her language is Spanish. She has her son speak English so she can communicate to the kids. I even go as far as to question her citizenship.
And how fucking dare that state that you live in? How dare they try to sit there and say that home is more suitable for that child of yours, your child, that home where the parent can't even speak English. Not that I have anything against Hispanics or any non-English speaking family, but how dare you sit here and say that this home is better than the home that I can provide for my own child?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
You guys are indoctrinating my kids.
Y'all, my patience is getting thinner and thinner every day. I'm running out of patience. I'm running out of nice Amanda. I'm turning into a fucking asshole.
Man.
I can't. Every time I hear one of these stories, every time I deal with one more hurdle of bullshit for my own municipality, I'm going to reach a breaking point. I really am. One day these people are going to fuck with the wrong parent and a lot of shit is going to go down.
Yeah.
A lot of people can get hurt. A lot of things can get blown up. You never know. And
my public
you never. I'm not saying that I'm ever going to do that, because please
no,
don't think that I will. But whoever judge or social
worker
might be watching my show right now from my case, fuck off. That's not what I was saying. Yeah. I'm just saying one day y'all are going to fuck with the wrong fucking people, because a lot of judges and social workers watch the show. One day you guys are going to fuck with the wrong parent and you're going to fucking pay for it. I'm not going to be that parent, but I'm telling you, our patiences are running thin.
Yeah, I don't want to snap. I don't want them to see a side of me.
Huh?
I don't want to snap. I don't want them to see a side of me, but I'm going to have to let them see it though.
And then when they adopted our son out, the attorney says, oh, you got 5 more kids you can get back. So you're telling me you're gonna file another 388? This is what this woman tells me. She says, so I said you're gonna file another 388, and you're telling me I
that attorney said that.
She said that. She said,
I don't
don't give
care
up.
how many kids I have. I don't care how many fucking kids I have. I don't give a shit. Each one of my children matters.
Yes.
Each one of my fucking kids matters. How dare they sit there and say, "Oh, you got 5 more"? All 6 of them matter, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. So you're telling me you want us to be
of my kids. I'm not going to forget about one because I have 5 more. That's not how parenting works.
And how do you think our family's gonna work knowing that we're missing one? We're not gonna be able to get over that. Or my sons are gonna ask about their brother.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Okay.
And they literally split them all up so they could try to take them one by one. Literally. I need a real lawyer. I need help. I need someone to go in there and.
I'll be in touch with you after the show. As soon as we hang up, I'll be in touch with you. We're reaching the end. I have 2 more questions to ask you guys.
Okay.
My first question is, for another family in your situation, specifically to your case, what do you know now that you didn't know before? And because of that, what advice would you give them?
Don't let them in the house.
Yeah. Now, my second question.
To present.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Don't let them walk away with your kids without you being there to question them.
Damn right.
What I had learned is these people were literally gonna say and do whatever they want. Every one of the reports are double-sided. They're not gonna be on your side. They're gonna be against you. They say they report the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're literally building cases on you while they have your kids. They add more and more programs to it. You got to get it done as fast as you can, and don't do what I did, and take it for granted. You know, stay on the right track. You know, everyone could turn over a leaf. And what I do know, these people are, like Amanda's saying, is pure evil. They are professional kid snatchers, literally. CPS, child people snatcher. Think about it.
This is domestic terrorism by definition. This is domestic terrorism.
I agree.
Now, lastly, this is going to be probably a little bit emotional. If your kids were watching, if your children were watching the show right now, what would you want to say to them? What do you want them to know?
Now, I'm never going to give up. And keep praying. You know, and I'm coming one way or another. We're coming for you.
We're fighting. We're going to fight to the end. We're never going to give up, babies. Mommy, love you.
I know that's right. There is nothing stronger in this earth than a parent's love for their child, especially mothers. And you're a good dad, but I'm telling you, like, mothers have a special kind of love.
Yes.
And
they know.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for being on the show today. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Our next show will be Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be Fight CPS, the Civil Rights Struggle. Sabrina, I will be in touch with you guys as soon as we hang up. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Sorry for losing my temper. It gets really, it's getting difficult. Yeah.
And if anyone's watching, you guys, she has a GoFundMe. We're trying to get a lawyer. Anything will help from anybody.
What is the name of your GoFundMe?
Sabrina Nell.
Okay, so same as your name.
Yes.
All right, guys. If anyone's watching who can contribute, you know, that's the name of their GoFundMe right over here. Oh, I can't. It's like hard. Right there.
Yeah, the name right here. Oh shit.
Yeah, anyone can help. just.
It flips, like the image flips it around.
I know I couldn't do it though because I'm trying.
We're not special. We're just
getting
used to technology. Well, thank you guys for being on the show. I really did enjoy having you. You know, just wait on my call. And thank you everybody else for tuning in.
Keep us in prayers, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And thank you for having us and letting these people get an idea of what we're going on and what we need help with. And I appreciate you extending your arm and your olive branch to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And just stay strong. All right, guys. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye-bye.